and welcome to Green Healing, where we discuss alternative and natural healing from abuse, trauma, and CPTSD. Today, I'd like to discuss codependency, which is important to understand because sometimes when we've been abused, we tend to be codependent. Codependency is what makes us prone to being in an abusive relationship. It is similar to people pleasing. Abusers target codependent people because we easily meld ourselves to them because on a subconscious level, we've become desperate for love and attention. That doesn't mean that it's wrong or that it's our fault. We're not just born this way. Usually childhood trauma is the cause, such as overt abuse, neglect, an alcoholic parent, a parent who doesn't know how to show affection, or a counter-dependent parent, and such. It can be healed, of course, and as we heal from abuse and from trauma, we also heal from codependency. Codependency comes from a lack of trust in ourselves. First trick is to recognize if we are codependent. So we will have some people pleaser traits. I have a full episode on people pleaser syndrome, which I will link in the description of this episode. We have poor ego boundaries and ill-defined emotional boundaries. You're unsatisfied doing anything without your significant other, unable to find pleasure in me time. You tend to stay in relationships even if your partner hurts you. This can range from abuse, cheating, lying, or simply the relationship doesn't work. You don't really love each other, but just stay together. You're willing to do anything for the other person and neglect yourself. You meld into them, become more like them to an extreme degree that is unhealthy. You do everything they ask or everything for them, whether they are maliciously using you and bossing you or not. You feel guilty putting your needs first. You might even set aside your standards and morals to do what the other person wants you to do. You tolerate unfair behavior. Your dependency goes beyond normal levels of emotional dependency. You have poor self-esteem, fears of abandonment, and a need for constant approval and validation. It's easier to identify if we are codependent when in a relationship, but some traits stand out all the time. To heal codependency means healing the wounds and trauma that led us to becoming codependent, developing emotional literacy to acknowledge and express our emotions better, and develop the skill of expressing our needs and defining and respecting our own boundaries. It's okay to say, I have to think about it, instead of an automatic yes, to figure out if it's really a yes or if it's a no. It's okay to stop someone and say, I don't feel comfortable with that action, conversation, topic, etc. We tend to feel forced subconsciously to oblige, to obey when we don't have to. Identify what triggers you into old patterns. That will help a great deal with asserting yourself. Self-care also helps. As we heal, we become less codependent and less prone to being a prime target. If you're looking for more in-depth tricks and healing methods to heal trauma, abuse, and codependency, I have several playlists on YouTube and on the website for the podcast form of remedies and therapies which might help you. I hope this episode was beneficial for you. If you'd like to support Green Healing, there's the Elements Healing Music with Singing Bowl. There is merchandise with t-shirts and the PayPal tip jar. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you for watching. If you're listening to it in its podcast form, thank you for listening. And remember, empower yourself and be emotionally free.